Now that we've covered the link between mindset, identity, and habits, I'd like to talk about an important question that often comes up, which is, what if I don't like my identity? What if I don't like the type of things that I believe about myself? What if I don't really believe in my ability to change? That seems to be a very difficult thing to overcome. So what am I supposed to do about that? And it's a good question. It's a common concern that we've all faced in one form or another throughout our lives. And I'd like to share a brief story about my freshman year of basketball in high school and what my coach told us. And he said something that was seemingly simple and quick, but actually was fairly deep. And what he said was, confidence is just displayed ability. And his point was, if you think you're a bad free throw shooter, for example, well, then you just need to make 5 or 6 or 7 free throws in a row, and then you start to believe in your ability again. It's actually the action that feeds the mindset, right? It's the small win that builds the confidence. So often we tell people, well, you just need to be confident. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to, think yourself to it. The whole secret and manifest things or whatever. But I don't think the real world works that way. In fact, we're constantly getting feedback on our performance. And so the key to believing in your ability to change and to believing in your ability to adopt a new identity, to prove this new identity to yourself, is that we need some form of evidence. And the wonderful thing is, we don't actually need a lot of evidence. We don't need to achieve the entire goal. We don't need to be the world's best at this particular topic. All we need are proof of small wins, very tiny habits that succeed and accumulate upon themselves 1,000 small wins that prove that we can become the type of person that we hope to become. And so I'll say 2 things. The first is, simply be open to the idea that you could change your identity, that you could have a more resilient attitude, or that you could achieve a new goal that you haven't achieved before. And as long as you're open to it, then you can allow yourself to be surprised by the power of these small wins and these tiny actions. If you're willing to be open to it, then we get to the second point, which is that the primary way to change your identity is not by simply thinking yourself to it, but by making a small action and then accumulating that small action and building it into the next thing, by scaling those small wins into another area of your life and letting them ripple and build upon one another. And so the answer to how do I shift my identity, how do I become this new type of person, is to just simply do the thing that is just slightly on the edge of your ability right now, that seems achievable but would still qualify as a win for you. And so by adhering to this Goldilocks rule, as we discussed in an earlier lesson, and operating on the perimeter of your ability, you're able to nudge your identity forward just a little bit by proving that you're capable of doing that. And these small wins and tiny habits, by doing things consistently, even in the smallest way possible, it teaches you one of the most important and powerful things, and that is to trust yourself, to start to believe that you can actually accomplish these things, and then you can escalate and grow and scale from there. And so the answer to how do I change my identity if I don't like the type of person that I am is to focus on small wins and let those tiny victories carry you to the next step.